All right, so we've just checked out the llama farm. We've done our investigation. We've come up with our conclusion. And now we are headed down to the river to meet a man named the Champ. And he is going to go through and we're going to interview him, and he's going to tell us about a very special encounter with a very special being that is very special to the state of Kentucky. So stay tuned. Keep it squatchy.
Yeah, so here we're at location with SquatchmanTV exclusive. You will only see this interview on SquatchmanTV. I have got the man here that has probably got the best encounter of Goat Man ever. And it happened right here approximately 14 years ago, right over here. This is Bear Grass Creek. It's pretty flooded right now. There's the Ohio River. It's really high. But back when this incident happened, there was a trestle here, railroad tracks, going right through here 14 years ago. And my friend here, I call him the Champ. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. He's lived here all of his life. He's a boxer. He's built like a Greek god, like Adonis. The man is a very feared man here in town. Everybody knows of this guy. So I'm gonna turn it over to the Champ, and we're gonna find out what happened to him and his son 14 years ago at 3 o'clock in the morning out here. Okay, Champ, could you tell the viewers what happened?
Yeah. Okay, I fished these parts for many years. Right over there, me and my son were fishing. I was in the far back corner back there. He was up here a little bit. In the middle of the night, for no reason whatsoever, my son, when he starts fishing, he just stays there all night. He don't move. For no reason whatsoever, he gets up and starts walking down here. Back then, there was a railroad trestle going right across here. He gets to walking, I come behind him. He makes it all the way over here to the trestle. I'm walking behind him, and he's just standing there in a daze. I come up behind him. Right here, this space here, as far as me and Squatchman are sitting right here, was this creature. So I come up, I looked at the creature, looked back at my son, we looked at each other. We said, what? You know, I'm looking like, is this thing gonna attack? What is he gonna do? We looked at each other again. The thing turns around, jumps up, hops in the water, takes off where that kayaker is. See how that kayaker going right there? He swam all the way to the river. Clear across that water right there to the river. Blam, 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 blam. He's gone. Now, reason why I do this story is because the homeless people were living along these banks. A lot of them were disappearing. Police didn't say nothing about it. Nobody ever said nothing about it. Well, I believe this creature was out here preying on these homeless people and killing them. I'm a firm believer that he was out here killing these people. He would have got my son that night had I not been sitting there. He does exist. He's about yay tall.
How tall was he again?
He's about yay. You see, Greg there is 6'4". This thing sits about this tall. He has goat feet. He has hair. He's black. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. He's black and he does have horns.
He has goat feet, black hair with horns.
With horns.
Yeah, he said the horns were like on the Los Angeles Rams football helmets.
Yes.
They went back like that.
You got it. And also, he's an evil presence. Like when I was sitting in front of him, he was an evil presence. This wasn't something that just, is here. This thing was here to do evil. He had to be here to do evil. He was not here because, like that night when my son walked up to him, he would have got him. He would have killed him. This is not like you hear the stories about the goat man. I know everybody says, he's got muscles and all this. No, he does not have muscles. He's straight up and down. He sits this tall. He does have hair, and he is killing people. This thing is real. This thing is very real. People have laughed at me about this story over the years, but it's real. And they can't, you all can keep ignoring it if you want to, but he's out there killing people.
How do you think he kills people?
Just walks up on them, gets them. Yeah, it's easy for him. Like the old legend goes with the railroad tracks is, the person, like he lures the person up to the tracks, the person starts walking across, the railroad car comes from this end, the person starts running back, he stands at the end, and the person's only got one choice. Either I'm gonna jump in the water, I'm gonna go to that train, or I'm gonna go to this goat man. Now who you think's gonna win?
Now you said whenever your son fishes, he stands in one spot and he does not move.
He does not move. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, pitch black out here. Pitch black out here. There's no reason for him to move. A child 13 years old is not gonna move from his spot and walk all the way down here.
Now with that being said, you said the goat man lured the people on the trestle. How do you think he lures people in?
He must have like hypnotic or mystic powers or something. I'm telling you, this thing is an evil presence. He does exist, and he does have that type of power. Because my son would have never got up and walked from there all the way over here. That just wouldn't have happened. I've been fishing over here for like many years. At night, I come out here at night, 3 o'clock in the morning. Been fishing out here many years. But you know what? I started fishing on this bridge. I don't go over there no more.
Okay, champ. You being a renowned heavyweight boxer, you've probably been up against some pretty tough opponents. Well, what did you feel that night when you encountered this creature? I mean, was you ready to defend yourself?
I was ready to try, but
was you scared?
I was scared. I was scared. It was, like I said, he did scare me.
Of course it would.
Yeah.
Anything like that would scare anybody. If they said it wouldn't, they're a damn liar.
Yeah, they're lying. They are lying because, yes, he is scary.
And talking to him before the interview, like I said, he was this far away from him. He said he seen his whole face, his eyes. He said it wasn't glowing.
No, these were not glowing. These were dark eyes. This thing... When he looks at you, you're gonna freeze. Cause even like me, I'm not scared of nothing. I froze that day, and I didn't move till that thing jumped in that water.
And you're looking at a man who ain't afraid to go in the ring and lay it on the line and box, box people. I don't know if y'all know anything about boxing, but you gotta be one heck of a man to jump in that ring and box somebody. I sure wouldn't do it. And I commend this man for what he's done through his life. And I commend him for coming out here telling this story, as he didn't have to. But again, my show is called The Journey to the Truth, and this is a big piece of it. And even though this is not the J-Town trestles, we're going there next. There's been a lot of killings out there, documented killings, but this one here is an unknown one. These trestles were unknown, and you just heard the champ thinks they tore these trestles down and moved them because of homeless people missing. Who's gonna miss a homeless person? But other homeless people will. And champ fishes down here a lot. And he heard the stories going around, and they were missing it in groves. And look, you don't see them down here no more. They had moved into the city. No more homeless people come out here living. So with that said, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here at this location. Unless any of y'all got more questions for the champ.
You said he jumped in that water and he started swimming there towards the opening in the river behind you. Well, what fashion was he swimming? Was he swimming
This is his fashion of swimming, okay? I know I did this earlier. Y'all was looking at me. You know, he did like this. He hopped in that water.
Kind of like a dolphin or some kind of
I'm actually
fish.
I was trying to convince myself that maybe it was a crane or something, but they don't have 4 legs. And another thing, if a crane does jump in this water, he's gonna go slow. He's not gonna. First of all, he wouldn't let you get close to him from the first. In the first place, he wouldn't let you get close to him. Second of all, he's not gonna make it clear that much ground that quick.
And let the viewers know, you just said he had 4 legs. You mean 2 legs and 2 arms, or were they all the same length?
Yeah, he had 2 legs, 2 arms.
Yeah, but when you seen him down there, he was what? He wasn't on all 4s, was he?
No, he's standing up.
He's standing up. Yeah.
No, he don't sit on the ground. He stands up.
Yeah, he stands up. He's a cryptid being.
He's this tall. He stands up.
Yeah, he walks on 2 legs. In other words, that's what he's saying. But he's got arms that are long and legs. Sound like another creature we know of.
But it was not a Sasquatch.
Yeah, it was not a Sasquatch.
He wasn't that big. I want to reiterate my point. He was not a Yeti or a Sasquatch, okay? Because he was too little. But he was as scary as one.
Do you think he could be responsible for the llamas?
Yes. Actually, I thought of that.
That came to your mind when that story broke?
When that story broke, actually, I thought of that. Like I said about the homeless people that was over here, things in this city, you know, go unnoticed. Nobody, you know, like, they knew these homeless people was getting killed over here and nobody said nothing about it. You know, like me and a couple of other guys that fish this bridge all the time, we got to talking about that, you know, last week. Yeah. How, you know, all this was going on, nobody said nothing. I don't understand why, you know, I understand that people want to poke fun at the legend and this, that, or the other, but if people are dying, then that takes on another level. It takes it to another level.
Right? Yes. Well said, man.
I mean, why does it take for some llamas to get a 500-pound llama to get killed for somebody to say something about it? I mean, I don't get it.
No. It was 8 llamas.
8 total.
8 llamas.
8 llamas. And then 2 donkeys mutilated so bad they couldn't put their pictures out 5 miles south of where the llamas were killed.
And another thing interesting, this is Beargrass Creek. This runs all the way through Jefferson County. This runs through Beechel, man, where I used to live. It's a very long creek. We just come from that llama farm. There's 2 creeks that surround that guy's property. He said one of them runs all the way to the Ohio River. So see, when you're out investigating stuff like that, people, you got to put 2 and 2 together. You got to connect the dots. So is the goat man responsible for killing the llamas and the 2 donkeys? Hey, it's a good possibility.
Oh, they blame it on stray dogs.
Yeah, they're blaming it on stray dogs.
They blame it on stray dogs.
We just went and seen how big those llamas are, and
their
top of their head is about
tall as Eugene.
6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, no way any dog.
450, 500 pound animals.
There ain't no way that's going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
I want to make a connection with the trestles. You said this used to be a trestle, just like the trestles out
in J-Town.
where the legend of the trestles and the goat man.
Yeah,
so it's kind of a similarity with the trestles at both locations.
Yeah, we're going out to that location next, so you will get a good shot of the trestles out there, and hopefully we'll see a train going by, and I can tell you what happens to these people that the champs have seen firsthand, getting in a trance, going up on the track, walking down the track only for the train 60 miles an hour coming around the bend with them halfway across the trestle with nowhere to go. Over the side, into the train, or into the dog man, or the goat man, I'm sorry. I got cryptid on my mind. But anyway, this has been the best story and the best encounter I have ever heard about the goat man. I have been heroes in the Boy Scouts all the way back in the 60s. We talked about him at the campfires, where we talked about the legends. It has been going on for decades and decades and decades, even before my time. This isn't something that just popped up. Goat Man is real, and Goat Man has been around Louisville for a long time. As you can verify this with the champ's testimony.
Yes, he is real.
This is the best, by far, eyewitness encounter of this creature I've ever heard. And there's not many around, believe me. This guy must be real elusive. I mean, there's been a lot of reports of him, a lot of vague sightings, a lot of far-off sightings, but nothing like the champ had, within feet of this guy, in a life-or-death situation where the goat man was apparently luring his son in to take him. People talk about David Pilati's missing 411 books, but nobody can ever put a handle on how these people are missing. But people, maybe if you open your minds and open your eyes, you can see this stuff. As the champ just said, he knows why some of them are missing. The goat man's getting them.
And they do not want to hear it. People have just completely shut this story down. Like, he don't exist. You guys are just making this up. No, nobody's making this up. This thing is really out here. Nobody's making this up. He's out here. He lives out here. He roams up and down these creeks, and he does kill people. And if you guys don't want to believe it, fine. He's going to keep doing what he's doing. But he does exist. And like I said, it's a shame it has to come to some llamas getting killed for somebody to finally say something.
Yeah, that's just me. I mean, you ever heard nothing on the news? I mean, I even called the news station, man, and to show them some pictures of Dog Man and tell them about Goat Man. And they didn't even want to hear talk about it.
No, they dismiss it.
No, they don't want to talk about cryptids. Everything's got to be black and white. That's why we got this show, Journey to the Truth. No matter how unbelievable or far out and unimaginable it is, it's the truth. And that's what we're going to keep doing. And again, I commend this man for coming on my show and sharing this. And I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. I mean, I can tell you, I got goosebumps hearing this story. I mean, it is really riveting. And me, for one, and my team, we believe every word you said, champ.
It's true. It's true, buddy. I'm not going. Look, I'm not here to lie. I'm here to inform.
You wouldn't waste your time or my time, fabricating the story.
Right.
I mean, and plus all the details. It was so good. No red flags whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, I believe everything you told me.
I told you. I'm here to inform, buddy, because I get tired. One thing about me, whenever something bad happens and bad stuff is happening, if in any way, shape, or form I can stop it or slow it down, I'm going to say something. Because there's no need for me not to say that. It's been going on for years.
So again, thanks again for coming out, champ. And if you ever see him again, knock him out, bro.
I'm running.
Hey, dude, that was awesome, man.
No problem.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to all your friends so we can get the truth out about this mystery here in Kentucky and the rest of this world.